you come over, I will let you in.
All right,
But
I'm back.
I am sick.
But
so
let's see the TLDR.
Give Josh his TLDR.
Yeah, did I
Dang,
get?
What timing? What timing?
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that was magnificent.
That was magnificent.
Yeah. So,
timing.
whoops, I wasn't doing it from his POV. There. So, basically, this is something that I'm. This might be redundant in case you already know, but you should not be dropping your shield right before you ult. Like if you have your shield up and you need to ult immediately, just keep your shield up and then press crouch so that you drop back down behind your shield. When you press Q as Sigma to ult, you're instantly going to pop up a little bit. You can't stop it. You just instantly do it, but you can crouch back down really quickly. And most people are going to expect you to keep flying up, so they're not going to just throw a javelin immediately at you. But in case you have the time to set up your shield before you ultimate, if you have the time to think ahead a little bit, just shield like up to like where the sign is. Just shield in that area, and then your natural like flight when you press Q is almost like perfectly with that, and then you'll be able to lift up a little bit more behind your shield so you can sigil behind your shield and block an ECC. Really good for playing against Ana and Roadhog. Roadhog is not as much anymore because you don't play against them at all, but it's still good if you're in case you are playing against the Hog, and also good for dodging javelins, which feels bad. Didn't happen. Also really good for playing against Sigrok because Sigrok gets blocked by a shield really easily because it has a huge hitbox. But that's the TLDR of that one tip. All right.
Is jump on high ground.
Yes. For Nitro, it's if you're playing main, this is good until the enemies start to push in. Then always jump onto the high ground when you can. And also same for this point. You can play main, but as soon as they start to push up to about right here, you want to play up on this high ground. Always play the high ground if you can. All right. Next map. Let's see.
Point.
Oh, that's right. We didn't do attack. A little too. Oh my gosh, the lag.
Oh, y'all busted out the 5-man.
Bro, I wish I had money for a good computer. One day.
I wish I have a computer in general.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Wilson. Take it back when you become an Overwatch League coach, they'll get you one.
Yeah, I've heard there's an OWL player who, all through contenders, who was playing on a gaming laptop.
He's just like me.
Okay.
I'm the white proper.
So we're playing D.Va though. Interesting.
Josh loves D.Va.
D.Va's good.
Josh is a very strong D.Va.
Yeah, he said something about liking her feet or something like that.
Okay.
All right.
Through legendary moments.
Okay, we translocate out immediately, so we should probably be waiting for our... Why is our Lucio in by himself? What the heck was that? Did our Lucio just miss the memo that we're going up high ground? And he just has so many opportunities to go with you guys, and then he doesn't. Are you guys not realizing that you're not getting sped? What? How does this happen? Hello? I'm asking a question. Is there anyone there?
Oh. Yeah, I don't remember how that one happened. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, well.
I think I tried to jump up and missed the jump.
Okay, well, that's fine, but like, we should be helping our brother out. Like, come on.
Help my brother out.
Okay, and then they push into us because they're up a pick. Good matrixing. We don't win those ones. No way! We lose them again. I wasn't watching. Oh, the turret. You're so desperate to get to your team. You should not go. At this point, like, as Lucio, it's just better just to spam them from main or just break the turret. Don't play with your team if there's no safe way to get back. Don't take that risk. It's not that big a deal if your D.Va plays it correctly, which your D.Va was playing it pretty well. I don't know why our Reaper just bounced. Why'd he leave? What is this? Where do you go? Why didn't you just show up with the team? What is this? Okay. Okay.
It was a mess.
Nitro Reaper. Nitro
No, no.
Reaper back in the vault.
What are we doing?
No, I'm pretty sure we call it because like after Lisa died twice, we're like, yeah, everyone just group up, just die, either die or just. Come
Yeah,
back.
which I know eventually the just everyone die call comes. I don't know when, but it comes eventually.
It was pretty late from what I remember.
Yeah, I remember we were.
We're like a minute and a half in, and we haven't had one team fight.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Dude, I remember Josh was like, bro, just fucking die. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah, we should have done wasting, but like, I don't want to just.
Oh, Wilson.
I mean, it's what it is.
Oh my gosh. Literally, like, worst case scenario right there. So, I guess I don't really need...
Wait,
I know, but I'm just saying, like, our comp is really good into theirs, but we just play... like, I don't know how we lose our Lucio. I don't know how no one notices it, because, like, Lucio is... You should guys just be used to feeling the speed boost as you're rotating through real high grounds like this. I don't know why no one's saying anything. Like, no one notices that the Lucio isn't there. Why we don't come back and peel for him to get through. But... Oh my gosh, I need to turn off my Discord notifications. This is so annoying.
just turn on Do Not Disturb. It saved my life.
How do I do that?
Click on bottom left. Click on your little name at the bottom. Click online and change it to red.
There we go. Alright.
You'll not get a notification again.
So let's see here. Wait, we're on Ramatra now. Wait, what is this? I thought we were playing 5-man.
Bumped it up, I guess. I wasn't here this map. I'm pretty sure I was still in a Poseidon's room.
Okay.
I feel like I remember it though. Like I don't. When was this from? Is this our match, right?
Yeah. It was like the last one.
What is happening?
I know. I feel like I remember this, but like. No.
Okay, we're really disorganized. So, what do you know what this screams? This screams you guys had a plan, like a general plan that you were trying to stick to, and then you tried to stick to it despite the fact that like the enemies were doing something really bad. Like the enemies are playing really badly here, and because we wasted 2 minutes, we're kind of just like, we need something to happen, so let's just play together as a team and do something. And we are just completely unwilling to adjust our playstyle when an Orisa just straight up feeds by herself. Like, we should all just drop back and help our Kiriko and just delete this Orisa.
Millennium, is this what you meant when you were playing your Titanus?
And look, what is she doing?
On you?
What is the Orisa doing? Like, she
No, he said the Orisa was just inting on you the whole time.
Yes.
her whole team is all the way over here. Like, she is actually inting. Like, the Lucio's inting with her, too. If we just turn back, we can kill her.
I'm pretty sure, like, the entire match, she just smelled blood.
Dude, she
Oh my
wants
god,
you,
she's
bro.
on him again.
Shit.
Yeah.
And our DPS don't turn around. Like, just no clue that's happening.
Y'all are clueless on where this Orisa.
Okay, and then their Torb is way out of position. Does Wilson kill him? Please, Wilson, kill him. Please. Yes. Okay, wait. Some kills are happening.
We're a scrappy team again. It's just us.
Oh, Big
I
E.
have no idea what's happening.
Oh, huge.
I'm not just watching VOD.
The visual clutter. Oh
I
my
get
gosh.
Caught by Orisa again.
This is a team fight of team fights, bro.
Oh my gosh, what a boop.
Stingray was going only after me that entire series.
Kill him! Kill him! Please, yes. Orisa's won! Oh, you didn't know? No.
Y'all took your time when killing that tank, man.
I don't think we ever killed Orisa.
No way. That Orisa hit the dinks.
She was literally the only threat on that team. Literally the only
She was
threat.
She was nasty on Colosseum.
She had 50 kills.
Dude, those spears were pissing me off this round, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so if we are gonna just play main versus an Orisa and just brawl with an Orisa, good Orisa players are going to do this to us every single time. If they're like, if you start seeing the enemy team play characters like Orisa and Torb and like Reaper And like things like shotgun characters or like brawly characters that have abilities that just make them have damage reduction or way more health, those characters get outmaneuvered, but if you play head to head with them, you're just going to lose. So if you're losing versus like Orissas and Torbs, then you like, or even like Fares, you're being skill checked. So like you need to outmaneuver them. You need to, like as Ramattra, like Ramattra in general is kind of the way that it's. Someone said this and I completely agree. Ramattra is like can be played on a spectrum of, on one hand like Sigma and on the other hand Reinhardt. He can be played like a super poke style, or it can be played super aggressive style.
Edge style.
Yeah. So like because he has those two different forms, right? So the Omnic form can poke out their team comp so well. Like you can just play corners, play over here, and just kite their engage and keep spamming, keep shooting their backline, break their turret. Like if you guys want to rotate over here, this is fine. Just wait, like stop their engage if they engage from you from behind. But if you play on this high ground and you guys like you can speed amp and jump across, you can just break the turret and you can just poke them out and play around your shield. Really strong Ramattra play style. It's like really powerful, really pokes out the enemy team. The enemy team kind of just sits there and dies because we're gonna have more damage because we have Sojourn. But if we're gonna play main versus them, it puts the ball in their court. These types of scraps, like we're kind of just saying like hopefully we'll scrap against them better.
I think we just gave up at that. No, seriously though, like the majority of this roster gave up after this round.
We
Huh.
won map 3.
Yeah, we won the next map.
We win the next map.
No, like just for the end of this map only, it just felt like everybody did not know what to do.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I got that feeling.
Yeah.
No, like we're legit beating our heads into a wall. Why did they give up so much space?
That's
Huh?
a good question.
I don't know.
I wasn't even
Orisa
paying
probably
attention.
Dead.
How does Orisa die?
God knows.
Probably.
Oh, she just inted.
Yes, like every
Nice.
single other time.
Yeah, but we actually punished her this time.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, the Orisa's dead. The raid boss is down.
Yeah.
Walk in.
Everybody else.
We can just push W. Oh, we're overclocking 0 people. I love it.
No, the turret. We're overclocking the turret.
Oh, yep. Overclock is done by the time they push in. Beautiful.
Look at
And
Wilson.
they
They're so
retake it.
inspirational. I feel like we win this actually.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, if we lose this fight,
I
there's
just-
some issues.
I just saw a wrist and I'm just like, yep, we lost this.
Okay. And do we do anything in street phase? That's the question.
Definitely not, but
God knows. Press. Let's see how much time is left. We'll figure that one out.
I think we made it to third.
Oh, we
4
do a little
minutes?
something. We do a
Okay.
little something in streets.
You get some extra time, so let's see what happens. We should be poking them really hard. Okay, so both Kiriko's use this ult. I was gonna say something in case you didn't do anything, but this, I think Kiriko ulting these 2 corners is the strongest Kiriko ult in all of Overwatch 2. Like it's Kiriko ult is usually used as a tool for a team that's getting stuck on a corner to push through that corner, and this literally does it for 2 straight corners. So like if you're getting stuck on this corner, you can Kiriko ult around the corner and take it, but it also helps you push the next corner as well. So like Kiriko ulting this corner can be really strong. Both Kirikos use it, so it kind of neutralizes out. Let's see how this goes. Pops ult. We're trading backlines. Both teams are getting kills.
I know this.
oh, I remember what happened here.
Stingray.
Oh wow. Okay, so it basically went dead even. We got like 10 more meters of push as they
It's all
regroup.
thanks to the Orisa that it was dead even.
I mean, yeah, it's Orisa and Kitsune is really strong.
Literally,
See, look what their DPS are doing. This is beautiful. This is what you... Okay, and then their Kree just drops for no reason. Beautiful. And then their soldier drops for no reason. Wow. That is so... okay,
Oh,
let me see.
Can we look at the... I think the Lucio micro play there. Kind of. Let's see it. Show us the...
Ooh, okay, okay. Big plays. Oh my gosh. He just shredded you through the block.
Look at our back line.
Yeah, our backline's getting chased by Narissa.
Look at the Look at our back line, bro. They're just getting...
Our backline's getting shredded. No way.
What do you think Stingray 45 was?
So, one way to deal with Orisa on this map is to push the boiler and then just bypass her and spam her out.
GM5 actually. I think Stingray 45 was GM5.
I thought he got a top 500 title.
And I think he was GM5, but I know him from somewhere else.
Okay, so we're not playing main versus the Orisa. We're taking like a different angle. Still tough because it's still a choke. We just push right through because we have Ramattra ult.
Poor
Nice.
Nitro, man.
By that one.
We still win. Overtime.
Yep.
They-
We made it to third.
They already have more time than us. That's always a bad feeling when you cap third and you're like, oh. You just have to try to cap with, oh, we, or, yeah. No way. Well, they used ult to clean us up. So the enemy team is just going to push into us over and over and over. So this is kind of what their team likes to do. They just like to play Lucio Orisa and then just play head to head with us. So I guess you can play Orisa yourself and try to trade backlines, but whoever's Orisa can kill the enemy backline better, and just hope that your backline learns how to dodge an Orisa. Or you can just switch to like 100% pokey characters and like just try to poke them out. On this map, it's hard to play poke. You kind of want to just take these high grounds and poke the enemies out. But this corner is really hard for a poke team to cross because the Orisa can just hard engage onto any like long range DPS that's trying to cross through here. So what a lot of teams like to do versus Orisa here is they go Monkey or Diva, usually Monkey though, and play on these high grounds and then do drop engages onto the backline so they can bypass the Orisa. Just really hard to deal with the Orisa on this map. Or you go Zarya. And Zarya kind of can... Zarya has a pretty good head-to-head matchup with Orisa if you play the corners correctly. You can laser her. But look, they're just gonna push into us every single time. Oh, they Ajaxed. Oh. We out-scrapped them.
I'm gonna say it right now. If it weren't for their tank, these guys would be trashed.
Probably. They're just playing around him. But we're not adjusting our playstyle accordingly.
Yep, the ball.
Do we full cat? No way. The visor, no. Visor's too strong. Yeah, at this point it's kind of too late. We didn't have any answer to a visor at that point. Nothing we could have done. Oh, well. Let's do another one.
Did we do the poke one?
What? Circuit?
No, we won.
Yes,
We
sir.
won circuit.
Oh yeah.
No, we lost. We could do Lijon.
Li Jiang?
One
We
circuit.
won
Yeah,
circuit.
dude,
We
I
lost
think we should do-
Lijiang. We lost
Yeah, it's just
Coliseum,
Circuit
we
and
lost-
Lijon.
Okay.
We lost. We won circuit.
Yeah, Coliseum. Coliseum's the one that we lost.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's Coliseum.
Yeah. I
You
guess
wanna do-
Coliseum.
You want to do Coliseum?
I think Coliseum.
Okay.
probably.
Oh no! Actually, let's not do Coliseum. I remember when I fucked up. No. I
Wait,
fucked
what?
this up.
What
It's too
comp do we
late.
what comp do we play on map 1?
We wouldn't.
We played Lijiang map 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do we
just
what
went
comp
Oh
do we
wait,
play?
did we go
I don't know.
dive?
Let's do the ball. Let's do the. Can we do map 1? I want to see
We
the
did
brawl.
Okay.
Oh yeah, brawl. Yeah, we
I
did
mean,
like.
Lijiang, I think Colosseum is gonna be some of the same, honestly. Because they're just gonna Arisa hard engagers. So
Yeah,
I think
the
we did like
majority.
a Sim Arisa.
I just want to see a different comp. On
I mean, we could like determine how well our poke is because even though like we did win that, I just wanna make sure that our poke still improves.
Like maybe they're just a bad poke team and like
Yeah,
they
there
didn't know how to
may
punish
be,
it.
there may be just a bad poke team, but we're also a bad poke team. So,
Yeah, we're just slightly better. So yeah, I'm down to go over it if you want.
like,
I mean, depending on how fast these maps go, like we'll probably make time for it.
I think we get swept here.
Okay, so
Yeah.
straight up, I'm gonna like tell you straight up, Lijiang is the most solved map in competitive Overwatch 2. It is Sim dominated. Sim is the most important character in the game. It stinks. Sim is least important on this map though. So this map is about whoever takes point control first. Bridge sucks to push across. Like no comp likes to do it versus any comp. It just sucks to push across bridge. And the only option that you have is to push white, which also sucks. Like it just sucks to push onto point. And if the defending team plays this correctly, they should have like an 80%, like almost even like 85% chance of winning every single fight, no matter what the old situation is. You can just play these corners so well, and you can just like, I don't know, like you can just have your tank just play like on point barely, and then you can even, if the enemy team pushes really hard past these chokes and uses like cooldowns and resources to push through, you can even like give up most of the cap on the point and then re-engage with cooldowns once the cooldowns are done. Like it's such a strong, like this is such a hard choke to push through because you get to poke it, and then this choke is so hard to push through and they have to use resources to get through each one, and then playing each of these corners is also really hard to play through. So like the whole time we just get to get so much more ult charge, play so much more safely, and do whatever you want. So therefore, first fight matters so much. Whoever wins first fight usually wins if you know how to play defense correctly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we TP to point, and when we have Arisa, Lucio, and Symmetra, and the enemies run out on Ball, Tracer, and Kiriko, we should do one of two things. And what do you guys think those two things are?
push the core or stabilize hard on point.
And stabilizing hard on point versus like a ball comp, I would recommend you guys don't even like poke with them. Like, I mean, barely poke. Like, play back here, and then have your team just like zone out any DPS flanks. And like our Arisa just zones out their ball, just javelins him when he tries to fireball in, and can use her javelin spin to stop him from just rolling through your team if you miss the javelin. So yeah, you just get strong point control, set up your sim turrets. It's so strong for your team. So we're deciding to stabilize on point. This is fine. There's an echo behind. Please don't tell me she gets pick. Yeah, so you need to be so we're already making mistakes. We always need to have somebody like scouting and seeing what they're playing. At this point, we should be able to press tab and see what they're playing. If we see they have Echo Mercy, like we need to do, if they have Echo Mercy or Farm Mercy, if they have a flyer, you either need to push hard onto like a backliner, or you need to like be marking her really hard. And it is not our Arisa's job to mark the Echo. It is our Arisa's job to deal with the ball. So it's bad that no one's marking the Echo, and we're just playing right here. Really bad. And then it's also really bad when our Arisa turns around for it, and then their ball gets to roll in and slam our team. That's also really bad. We have to use our immortality field just to like feel safe.
Okay, just a quick question. Who is
Yeah.
supposed to check the echo?
Good question. Who do you guys think?
Sojourn makes sense, but like
Only
it's not fun.
DPS.
Maybe
Well,
Bap and Sojourn together.
I'd probably say Bap and Sojourn. Yeah. Personally, I mean, like you have you can sit. You want to save your shift as Baptiste, when you TP on the point, and you want to save it for a really important moment because it gives you that burst heal. So you want to let your teammates get low if possible, and then use regen burst to save them. So like if the enemy Sojourn hits like a decent amount of stickies, but not a ton of stickies, like you might be able to regen burst them back up past half health, so that the Sojourn, so that the Echo doesn't laser like one of your DPS, and your Symmetra is kind of cosmetic until the ball starts to like poke like this, and at that point our Symmetra gets to set up turrets and start charging up a beam and being scary. In the meantime, our Lucio needs to be trying to mark their ball and their Tracer, and our Sojourn and our Bap need to be doing their best just to zone out their Echo. If we're playing the zone out game, just the setup on point game, we don't need to get any kills. We can win this whole game mode with only 5 kills. Just make it one long team fight. At this point, like there's no necessity to clean up any fight. Okay, we end up getting those kills because they're free, nice, but we didn't need to, right? Like we could have just played on point. They're kind of just feeding here. And it's fine for us to poke here, it's fine to poke, but our comp is really good at playing in close quarters, so we just play on point and force them to play close quarters. If the enemies should never push bridge, it's just better for us to poke them from. So it's good that we play this corner just to force them to go white, and then we can rotate back. They're playing Zen so that they have even more poke. The team is moving back. If our Baptiste wanted to, he could play right here and just be focused, like zone out this white room so he doesn't get right clicked by Zenyatta. But be focusing on playing against the Echo and marking the Mercy in the Echo. And our Lucio can be the one peeling for our Baptiste from any flanking balls or tracers. And also our Orisa can help with ball. So they get a dive off because we don't like preemptively stop the ball. Their team really wants to catch someone away from our Orisa, slam them, and then hit them with Echo stickies. That's kind of their win condition. So we need to really mark their ball. Their ball should never be allowed to do things like this. And even through that, our Bap survives long enough to get his immortality out and use his ult. That's crazy. If they had executed that better, like, we should be losing this fight here. Defense here is just so strong. Our Orisa shouldn't be spamming out their backline. She should be worried about the ball. Huge sim wall. Sim wall is super strong. Okay, I'm just sounding like a broken record, but like, we're just throwing our javelin willy-nilly, and then the ball just rolls through our backline and kills our backline. Javelin should always be being saved for ball. It's so bad that we lose our Baptiste there. We should lose this now. They discard our Lucio. We push off of point for some reason, just for the kill on the Zen. We are just too kill hungry. Remember what I said earlier, like, if we set up on the backside of point, they should never be able to cap ever. We don't even need to poke them. We can just LOS them. We played that really badly. So now we have to push through white room. Now, luckily, because we're playing an Orisa comp, we might actually be able to have the cooldowns necessary to push through, like speed amp and javelin spin. We end up TPing on the point. Can we kill the Echo? Oh, we overclocked for mana, didn't even see that. Get the kill on the Zen. No, Millennium.
That's true.
Wait, huh? I wasn't paying attention. No way! Still winnable though?
Dang, bro. You don't know.
TP on the point isn't that bad, as you can see. If we didn't want to deal with that though, we could just go on the white room.
Dang, the Tracer stole it. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so just wait out ultimates. That was really bad by our team. If they're trancing, like what we're kind of doing here is because they only had one person, the Tracer stalled really well, and their teammates are regrouping. What the high tier players do here is they just accept the fight that you're gonna have to fight another team fight. Just like, okay, they stalled really well, they're trancing on the point. Okay, let's fight another team fight and let's deal with their damage threats first. Their Tracer can't really kill anybody. Their Echo's coming back from spawn. Instead of doing like a weird window here so you can shoot a character that's literally invincible, like set up the window right here so that you can kill anyone who's coming back from spawn. That would have been way better. But instead this Echo gets to come through uncontested and the ball rolls onto our BAP and we lose our BAP. We lose our BAP first again, worst case scenario. We have Sim Wall. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe they can't do any damage to us, so we don't need the healing. Their ball is rolling, and no one is stopping him. We have both... No way our Lucio dies there. No way. And we still win.
Let's win.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. So insane.
That's so fun. It's such a funny map.
So weird. Okay, Sim is also extremely strong here. If you're playing Sim, then you obviously just TP to point. If you are not playing Sim, you need to be playing to stop the TP, or to punish the TP. So if you're playing like a monkey comp, you speed out of spawn, you instantly jump onto like your window and start tasing. And you usually want to have like an Echo Mercy or a Farm Mercy to start poking, or even an Ash Mercy, and just start poking them out. Both teams TP up. Both teams Lucio boop each other. It's kind of funny. We lose our BAP first because their Orisa takes space. You should never be fortifying first if you can get away with it. This is really important. You always want to be using your Javelin spin because it's a shorter cooldown. And like, have we used it to get out of spawn? I guess we did. I don't know. I don't know why we did. Did they use it to get out of spawn? They didn't. They held on to it because they didn't need to. And we used it to get out of spawn, which is a really big mistake. And now we have to fortify here. So, on this map specifically, don't use Javelin Spin to get out of spawn. It's a throw play. And do they Javelin Spin first? No, they don't. They also make that same mistake. So, let's see. I'm going to slow this down. See why they get space first. So, I don't know. I guess our tank just sort of walks backward when our tank should be walking forward if you're using Fortify. And then we just are afraid of their team walking forward. We need to start pushing them into a corner. If you had Javelin Spin and they had Fortify, you would walk past their Orisa and start like pushing their backline into a corner, the way that their Orisa's been doing to our team the whole time. How the Orisa plays in these fights is really important. If you have javelin spin, I don't know if you do. Okay, as soon as you get it, you should be javelin spinning to make space for your Symmetra. Just wait. So now we lost first fight because we gave up space early. So little tiny mistake like that should cost you the whole map. That's why I hate Lijiang in the current state. Is because it is so brutal to fight against a defending team that has a Symmetra. It is so stupid. Like, we're going Pharmacy, and look what happens. We just get destroyed. Pharmacy doesn't even work on this map, like, if they play it right. Okay, what happened to their...
What should we play then?
You just get fucked.
Honestly, you lose. Like, you should pick poke characters, sure, but, like, you're gonna have to just poke until you have ultimates if they play positioning correctly. The enemy team, if they play defense correctly, they should take proper angles, and they should zone you out with Symmetra turrets, and their Orisa to just like dodge your damage and hold on point, while their backline can play like anywhere and not even worry and just play slowly. And once our team pushes on, their backline gets to poke us for free. Like if our Orisa pushes on, like their backline just stays, and then our Orisas have like a bullfight, but Orisa is unkillable, so their Orisa's not going to die if their backline is pocketing them correctly. And if they have Lucio, their Lucio can be wall riding like this and booping people back and healing their Orisa. And really, like, once our DPS, the characters that can actually start doing damage to the Orisa, once those characters start walking forward and pressuring their Orisa, then their backline walks forward and punishes us because we have to walk through these crazy chokes. And it doesn't matter what our DPS playing. If they're playing like, if we're playing Fire Mercy and we're trying to poke from here, then our Fire is going to have to really deal with awkwardly placed Sim turrets and a Symmetra shooting 120 damage right clicks into their face while their Lucio like boops their Arfar out of the window. It's going to be really hard for us to do anything. Like, we're going to have to just wait until we build our ultimates and then hope that we can make like a quick ultimate play and hope that they don't have their ultimates in return. Now, then again, if they make positional errors and we're playing poke characters and they're not playing like the corners correctly, and then we hit like a couple fire rockets and get a kill, then yeah, we can just sort of walk in and kill them. But that's probably what's going to happen in a lot of your guys' ranked games. But versus really good teams, this team is going to be really annoying. I mean, this map is going to be really annoying for you guys to play. Okay. Their wrist is going so ham. And she feeds for it. Oh no. And then we die in the while punishing her, and we're so excited that we can walk forward that we lose important people. Can we get back before their Orisa does? Their Lucio's speeding her back. This is so sad. If only we didn't lose our fire in right after we killed the Orisa, we would have won the fight and had point control. That really stinks. They beat and engage onto us. And they sim wall as well. We have no chance. So now they've used 2 ultimates, and we're coming up on our ultimates. Here's our chance. Let's see if we can use our ultimates to win a fight. And it's not even guaranteed.
Yeah, it's still Beagles. Yeah, we don't have anything in response to the Rush Blossom.
Nope. Oh, they messed up the teleport Terra Surge. Oh, wow. We poked them out. PogChamp! And they also wasted Kitsune. It's so huge. Okay. Now we wanna... This choke is really hard to push out of, and this choke is really hard to push out of. So you're just gonna see teams like stuffing each other here. And if they're playing Symmetra, you need to be afraid of the TP through here. So if you're playing against a team that's not playing Symmetra, then you stuff this choke. But if you're playing against a Symmetra team, like the farthest out you can have your pharmacy is right here because you need to have her ready to start punishing the enemy team immediately. And we need to be like poking from here, so or like even not even poking this, just even letting them out so that you can control this so that they don't TP on the point. If you let them TP on the point, it's like worst case scenario. We end up breaking it. Good for us. Why does Millennium get caught out? I'm gonna watch it from his POV. We break it, beautiful. Oh, and then we overstay. Our whole team rotates and he's not aware. That really stinks. Okay. Yeah, not having a Baptiste just makes it impossible. Yep. Good round. Okay, where's the next map? Isn't it up there? Yeah.
I love that you can do this.
It works on every King of the Hill map. Every single King of the Hill map is the same.
But even Antarctica?
I'm pretty sure.
That's
Okay.
interesting. What do you think of Antarctica so far?
I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun.
What do people play on it?
I don't know. I play Monkey. Oh, huge. Okay, so we actually lose the map because of that. Versus
Yeah.
Fucking point, man. I hate this fucking.
versus good teams, that will cost you the entire map right there. And this is the stupidestly, like the most terribly designed map for 5v5. This is so horrible for 5v5. Reinhardt's amazing on this point, by the way, because fire strikes are just so strong. And window fire strikes are also really strong, but you can also keep playing Kiriko because Kiriko's OP. Orisa is pretty good as well. Junkrat's great. Sim is a must pick. Sim is a must pick. And the way you try to play this is you want to take as much space as you possibly can safely, and then you want to hold a corner. So if you're playing Reinhardt and you get like the TP advantage, like if they TP forward and they walk up to this corner, all their team wants to do is have their Reinhardt. What?
No. I was just saying, excuse me.
Okay. But if their Reinhardt's playing this corner, he never peeks. He just swings his hammer right here and waits for us to walk into it. If we're playing against a Junkrat, the Junkrat players might peek every once in a while, but mostly they're just gonna bounce things off of the ceiling and not just completely LOS us. Try not to take any damage. Symmetra is also going to try to play a corner like back here and just spam like energy. I don't know her right clicks. I forgot what they call them. But our team, if their Reinhardt gets to play right here, then we have to just back up and round away. Now, if their Reinhardt plays this corner and then starts pushing in, that's really bad for their Reinhardt. This corner is so crazy because as soon as you peek a little bit, all of a sudden you're peeking 4 people. So Reinhardts can get destroyed if they start going forward. So versus bad teams, even if you mess up your TP, it'll be just fine because the enemy team's going to overextend on you and you just get to kill them. Because like it's almost like the enemy team is pushing into a choke and you get to hold this choke and kill them. It's really strong. But if the enemy team gets to take forward positioning and hold it versus you guys, then it's over versus good teams. Let's see how things go.
2, 1, round.
So they get positioning advantage, so they just get to play super far forward. Now their Reinhardt swings into us. This was bad by their Reinhardt, and he has to use his shield to get out. And then look, he goes straight to this corner, and he has a Reaper playing on his hip. Fire strikes are strong, but he basically just gets to sit here. It is so hard. There's really nothing we can do. Okay, their Reinhardt overextends. We kill him. We kill their Lucio. Bad tank players. PogChamp. Does the Reaper get the picks? Where does he go? Oh, he teleported back to the team. No, we should play the corners. Nice. We're playing the corner really well. Huge window. We're focusing too much on individual players. On this map, it is more important to hold the corner than it is to get a kill. So here, what the best tanks in the world do is once they push this Reinhardt back, they'll sit right here and then wait, see that their tank is still holding here. They're still gonna use the cooldowns. Once they notice that the Reinhardt is rotating, you rotate and you start shooting them from right here. You don't need to kill them. You just need to like put down a toll booth and say, you have to pay if you're going to cross here. You're going to have to take more damage. I'm going to javelin spin you in place for a little while. Like, it's going to be hard for you to push through here. We can't let them sit on this high ground like this for free. This could never happen. Especially not the window fire strike. No, they immort him. And he wrecks us. No way. So yeah, we didn't properly stop them from doing that by holding the corners correctly. What a lot of teams will do here, in order to not have to deal with this crazy stupid choke, is you'll see them try to play right side, and then they have to play into like this stupid choke because the enemy team will stuff you early. And if they don't stuff you, then you get to rotate and play this stupid choke, which is so terrible to play against. Like if you're trying to push through here, it's just as bad as pushing through here. So what I've seen teams do is several things. One is they'll sit, like if you can get away with it, you sim TP straight to mini. If the enemy Junkrat is looking out for it, he's going to stop you from doing that. Or he'll let you TP and then he'll get a couple kills off of you guys. So if you see the Junkrat playing like close up, or if they don't have a Junkrat and they have like close range DPS that are playing right here, like a May Reaper, then yeah, just teleport through them. If the Junkrat's ready though, you sim TP onto these stairs, and then you rotate here, and if you can beat the enemy team through so you can play this corner, you do that. But if you can't, if you sim TP here and the enemy team backs up and they're gonna get here before you can rotate through, which happens sometimes, then instead of keep pushing, you just rotate back and you play this choke, which is way better because you get to just bypass this choke. And then if it takes too long for you guys to go through, maybe you can even sim TP through here, but usually they won't let you do that because they'll have their Reinhardt holding right here and watching to see if you guys are gonna TP or something. But that's how you deal with this choke. If you don't play that way, you're probably just gonna get held in this choke versus a good team. Also, if you, as Baptiste, just like a little tip, if you use your immortality field in spawn, you can switch to another support and switch back to get your, I mean, it actually doesn't work for immortality field, huh?
I actually don't think it works.
Specifically for immortality field, it doesn't work. But if you're playing like Ana, you can switch and switch back, and you still have your ult charge. So I know you can get your sleep dart and your nade back, and I know that you can get your res back on Mercy, I believe. I'm like 95% sure. Okay, that stinks. That's what happens when we play these chokes, is stuff's gonna happen. Well, Lucio duel. What was that? What is happening here? Okay, so first off, big shatter by the Rein hit 0. Then the Rein pins back to deal with our Lucio, which is horrible. He should not ever do that. Then we punish their Junkrat for playing too far up without his Reinhardt. Well, the Reinhardt kind of gets his Junkrat killed by playing back. Then the Reinhardt feels bad for letting his Junkrat die. And then he decides to just pin in and then he gets killed. So, GM tank player apparently. I can't think of a way that he could have played that worse. So they just give us point for free. Beautiful. We love to see it. When you lose first fight, straight up, you need to play with the assumption that the enemies are gonna mess up. Unless you guys are playing against a really good team. You need to play with the assumption that they're gonna mess up and be pleasantly surprised when they do. Because if you play with the expecting them to mess up, or if you play expecting them not to mess up, then you're gonna lose every time. Whereas if you play expecting them to mess up and they do, then you'll be ready to punish them. But they're these guys we're holding this choke. We're doing a really good job here. That was a really good Reaper ult. Okay, we get the junk diff on them. We trade beats. Oh, the Reaper ult got a kill on our Reaper. Could we have stopped that? Did he just TP in? He just straight up TP'd behind us. Waited for our beat to finish and then to press Q. That stinks. I guess we should have had Javelin for that. Did we have Javelin? Nope. That stinks. Oh, huge. Come on. Oh, huge.
My goodness, Wilson, pop off.
Oh no, then we're walking into their Junkrat. No way. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
I'm telling you, we thrive in the scrappy team fights.
I'm seeing you guys boom and bust in scrappy team fights. I'll see one good play, then one horrible thing. It's so weird. Okay, well now we know that their tank likes to feed, so I guess that's why he plays Orisa, right? Because it's really hard to feed on Orisa. Their Orisa has cooldown advantage because they use 4 to 5 seconds. They're saving their second javelin spin. They waste it. We're trying to push through here. They stuff us. Oh, do we get the counter pick? Nice. But there is and the Reaper pop off on our backline. Yeah. Yeah, even if we end up being able to scrap with them, the scrap is always going to be in their favor because they have the choke. Feels bad. So, you guys got Lee Zhong'd? It's really just a TP diff, if I'm being honest. All comes back to the first fight. No, that's too far back. Wait, was it really this far back? Feels bad, man. That cost us. Okay. Y'all still there?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Someone sent me the CS lab.
Ready for battle.
Okay, so are we playing Monkey this time, or are we going to play Diva?
Played Kirigudov with Monkey.
Okay, the Monkey Rush. Alright, so we need to be kind of scouting first, right? First thing we need to do always is scout. We see that they have a Tracer. We see they have Soldier, Orisa, Lucio, Kiriko. This is kind of weird. This is kind of like a mirror match, but like swap Sojin for Soldier, and then swap Tracer for Reaper, and then swap Orisa for, like, we have the same supports, and like our tanks are kind of going to try to do the same thing, and our DPS are kind of going to try to do the same thing. It's just kind of weird. Like, we're just playing different heroes, technically different heroes. Let's see how we play this. So we rush in. We get stuck on an Orisa. We don't get a good bubble in. The Orisa completely stops our push. Now we're down our monkey cooldowns, which are really important. Our Reaper has to fade out, and our monkey's in while our Reaper's fading out. And then their Orisa cooldowns are reset. Somehow, no one on our team has died though. This is good. The Orisa stops our monkey from diving the way he wants to. We have to use fade. We have to give up space here. Our Reaper dies. No way. That is so sad. You get poked by the Soldier when you don't have Wraith. That stinks. Now we just lose. Big play by their Soldier. So really, what lost us that fight was the fact that in all of these engagements that we went for, we never got to go into their backline. So Orisa can be really hard to deal with, but what needs to happen is our monkey needs to have both jump and bubble, and we need to have all of our major cooldowns ready. Like, our Soldier needs to have her slide, our Reaper needs to have Wraith. So usually this happens at the beginning of a fight. No one wastes cooldowns, and if anyone has to, you call that out and we wait a couple seconds for you to get it, but we can't afford to be wasting cooldowns. If we're wasting them, we're just going to lose. Like, we can't give the enemy team time. That's the thing that's most valuable. That's our most valuable resource, is time. So we need to find a dive and find a target to dive onto. Who should we be diving?
Soldier, Kiriko.
Mm-hmm.
I think Soldier's good personally.
Soldier's a great target. Kiriko's a great target. If you can force out her cooldowns, often you will, even just by walking at her. Lucia is also a great target. But something to note, if you can dive onto multiple targets, that usually takes the cake. That usually takes, like, just one Soldier who's out of position versus a support line. Usually I'm going to recommend going out to the support line and bubbling them off and trying to finish off those 2 kills, because you guys have enough damage for it. So you want your... Go ahead.
I know, especially on this first fight, I got the Tracer, like, I almost clipped her like 3 times. I don't know. It's like, she got, like, because she recalls and just like use all her blinks like to her supports. Like, I call it out, but it's like there's nothing you can do with it, like Tracer recalling.
Yeah, really, it's excellent the fact that you're able to hit your shots on the Tracer and force out recall, but that becomes a relevant call when she is actually diveable, which is usually only when she has no blinks and she's used recall. Like, if she has absolutely no cooldowns, then she's available, but that requires you to be tracking it. So if you are tracking it, if you're a good enough player to keep track of everything that's going on and keep track of Tracer blinks, if you're that good of a player, then usually you're not going to be playing against Tracer players that are going to be wasting their blinks. So like, you're usually never going to see that. Only bad Tracers are going to be using recall in a fight and then be close enough to the fight to die. So if you notice a bad Tracer player, of course punish her, but it should be like, oh, I shouldn't have been able to do that. That's how, like, your mindset should be. Now, really, like, in order to bypass this Orisa, you want your monkey to really jump back, and either the Orisa is going to have to try to zone out our backline with her javelin spin, or she's gonna just turn around and try to deal with our monkey. Either way, that's great for our team. Our monkey has made space. He's made his window of opportunity. He might get focused down, but we have to go in and help him if we can. So Kiriko might teleport in and Suzu once his bubble is down, depending on the situation, if it's safe to do that. But you really want to save your monkey, so you're going to try to do that. Or Lucio's going to try to wall right over the Orisa and help out our monkey with the cleave. And you often see Sojourn players like slide onto a nearby high ground and then throw their E into the mix. And Reaper can, if needed, can Wraith form past and then start dueling, or just wait a couple seconds and then help like clean up an engagement after it's been going for a couple seconds. But our monkey's going to have to take a leap of faith, and he's going to have to rely on our teammates going in. And if we can't go in because we're being zoned, we need to communicate that before we go in, and we need to get better as a team. Like this composition is so teamwork coordinated reliant, and their team comp just plays itself. Everyone just plays as individuals on their team comp, whereas everyone plays as a team in our team comp. Our team comp is way harder to play. Our team comp is way better than theirs. Like, it should always win versus the enemy team if played correctly. But that's really hard to ask. It takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of knowledge. It takes everyone on your team knowing what they're supposed to be doing. If you're playing Monkey Rush and you guys are ever in situations where you're like kind of poking like this usually means something wrong happened, and this usually means you shouldn't be winning the fight. But if the enemies aren't able to flush you out, then just wait for cooldowns and make a dive, make a play. So as Monkey, that would be jumping and then bubbling like right here. And if all that accomplishes is it forces the enemies to back up, at least now you have more card space, right? And you can just play slowly until you have your cooldown cycle again. And rinse and repeat. Our monkey tried to do it right there, but he didn't jump high enough, so he gets booped. And then the enemies are able to back up and zone us out. That's not what you want to see. And also, our Reaper wraiths to not with our team and gets poked out by their soldier. That really stinks. We Kitsune, but we should be losing this. Can't finish anything off without a Reaper. Good job waiting to use cooldowns until after Terra Surge has pulled you. We're just making a big contest here. Okay, let's see this next dive. So, I did not expect our monkey just to jump in and bubble right here. It's not bad. But our teammates were kind of on the back step, right? What a lot of monkeys will do here is once our team is kind of getting pushed out, is monkeys will just jump here and they won't bubble and they'll just sit here right here. And if the enemy team runs into us, then you bubble to stop them from running into you harder. But you save your bubble for when your whole team is ready to push in with you, unless you see a free kill, which wasn't there. And then we primal before a fight, before an engagement. You hate to see it, but then the enemies commit ultimates to a really bad fight for them. Yeah, so enemy team is playing this really badly, but so are we. Let's see here. So we take good positioning here. We have our Lucio on point. We diff their Reaper. Great bubble drop. Our Reaper correctly zones out their backline, and we ignore the Orisa and go into the backline. Millennium gets destroyed by their soldier. That stinks. Oh, it's more of the Orisa that happens too. That'll happen. Orisa will do that. And if an Orisa is pushing you as Kiriko and you didn't have your Lucio with you, it's okay for you to drop off the high ground and then climb back up and heal your team as necessary. Prioritize your own life. And limit test the enemy Orisa first. If the enemy Orisa can play in your face and is gonna just miss their javelin and you can just like AD strafe and fake them out, like do that every single time instead of dropping, right? Like always push the enemy team as hard as you can. Let's see here. I don't really like how we did that. So, what really separates a good Winston rush from a bad Winston rush is how in sync we are as a team. Our Sojourn is not in the fight. We should not be going in until very last second. Like if we need a touch, we can. But honestly, like neither team. If you are confident in your guys' ability to play Monkey Rush correctly, then I wouldn't be so afraid with letting the enemy team take the lead here. You guys have 7 minutes left, and it's still not like neither team has pushed it very far. So it's okay with giving up the lead. I would just wait for Sojourn here. But instead we drop. Not only without our Sojourn, but earlier than we needed to without our Sojourn, into a Reaper. So this is not something our team was ready to do, and this type of pressure that gets put onto our Monkey kind of domino affects us downwards, because then we're forced to beat while we're doing our Kitsune engage, and then they get to counter beat second and get way more value than us. And they're able to, because we're running out of our beat, Wilson has to Wraith just to stay alive versus the Visor. And then because we've already used Wraith, we can't play normally. And we try committing our ultimate to try to swing the fight. Almost works, but their Orisa saves their cooldowns correctly. And even in all of that, we still get a kill. But now we've lost the lead and the fight. Sad. Really, I like when you guys win a fight and you're down a person, you should just regroup and wait. And when you guys are like losing a fight and down a person, you should just wait and regroup. Like regrouping is so overpowered if you have the time on this point. Okay, nice. I really like we're having this fight here to stop them from capping the point. That's something that really matters. Okay, we probably didn't need Primal there, but we win the fight. Good job, Wilson, moving the robot. Here we're regrouping still, so like our Monkey might not even push point right now, even while we're regrouping. If you're that, like, if you're afraid of someone flanking you and catching you off guard. Our Winston takes space here, which is really good. What you want to see is you want to see our Monkey playing, like, zoning out their Reaper. And then once the enemy team starts to, like, one of their squishies starts to push up, then you want to see our Winston bubble, like, a little bit farther up, but not so much that the bubble goes past the corner. Kind of just bubble so that you can spam a little bit. And you want to do it early so that you have time for the next fight. So this was about this time when the soldier is peeking, I'd be bubbling probably right here and poking. Because you want to see if you can get a poke bubble before the fight. You get a huge kill. This is a great bubble. You jump out. This is beautiful. Why doesn't Millennium TP out? Yeah. Messed up. Gets the TP onto the Monkey. That cost us the fight, which really stinks. We were at pickup and we weren't able to disengage because of that. Wow, really sad. Happens. We had really good positions there too. We were like playing on high ground here and just pushing the card and playing slow, just bubbling and then gonna jump out when they rush us because we're a man up. Sometimes even like the best plans fail if something small and dumb happens. We should be ignoring this Orisa. We do. We're great players. The Orisa's feeding, but I would say it's more important to deal with point than to kill a single person. This is a really chaotic fight. We lose Wilson, that stings. The Orisa's fragging out. Let's see. How should we be positioned here differently? So, I like how we have high ground control. I don't like the fact that our Reaper is the one touching and that our Reaper isn't on high ground with our team. And then, when we should be having our Reaper try to contest their Orisa, and our Monkey can just drop a bubble right here on their DPS who are flanking, and then our Lucio can touch if needed to stop them from gapping point. But we should all be controlling space, and we're kind of just scrapping and hoping that we don't die. We had no stability in that team fight. Winston Rush really likes to play together and have really stable fights. Where, I mean, obviously they scrap a lot in Monkey Rush, but like they scrap in positions that they've created. Whereas we were really reactive that fight. We weren't proactive on who we wanted to go onto. So to be proactive in this fight, how could we plan this next fight? Is there any way that we can communicate? Like, who's the IGL here? Who's the in-game leader?
Monkey.
All right, okay.
Monkey and Wilson and Monkey pretty much do all of it.
Okay, okay. So, what is a call that they would probably make here?
I don't know. Probably Josh would just call it dive, and then Wilson would probably call that he wants to use his ultimate. Then we probably dive with the Reaper ult and try and make something happen. And Tricky would beat when he feels it's necessary.
I guess so. I guess that would be a fine play. But
That's really it. Like, Josh really just calls his dives, and then we'll ult plan a little bit if we see it fit.
okay.
But we'll talk about like what ults we want to use.
That's pretty good. This is a situation that's pretty easy to play. Like, it should be clear what we should be doing, right? We should just be walking past the Orisa and jumping onto these guys, right? And should we bubble? Should we monkey bubble right here? Or should we not? Or what, like...
I mean, I think so. But like, I can see why not, because the Kiriko is a long TP to their so.
They don't have a lot of damage here, and if our damage gets to walk up with us and put pressure on them, our Monkey probably doesn't take that much damage, especially because their Reaper isn't there. So if our Monkey jumps in first, he's gonna have to bubble so that our team can walk forward. But if our team is like communicating properly and going in with him, probably doesn't need to, and he can save it to bubble dance versus the Reaper. Just depends on if our team goes in with him. Instead, we're kind of afraid to go in and we're poking with Orisa. And then Lucio hits a huge boop on our Monkey as he dives, and that was really, really good. Then their Orisa made a huge play there, zoning out our backline, and then... Dang. We still frag out. Huge. Okay, we got 3.5 minutes. They've got the point. We don't have the checkpoint yet. So, we really need to be playing disciplined here. That last fight that we lost on their side of the map is because we kind of just turned our brains off when we played as individuals. Their Reaper is still coming back from spawn, so if you guys wanted, you could have, like, as you're pushing the point, just left it and then dove in. But instead, our Monkey kind of gets bullied here. And then we have to use support cooldowns to keep them up. And we have to use bubble to stay alive. And then we just outfrag them. Wow, what a... They played that strategically well, but we just out-mechanics them. That must feel good for their team. Wow. Hate to see it. Okay, we play up here again. Great. No, we don't kill either the Soldier or the Lucio. This is really early. I don't like us Kiriko ulting this early because we still have people regrouping. I would like to see us like use that after the enemy team has like walked forward and contested point, and then using that to punish them. So they over ult, we over ult. We all rotate back to point. Nice primal, that was huge. Then that really worked out for us. That Death Blossom could have been the end of us there. Okay, so we're down Kiriko. We're going back to get her a TP. Should usually be our Lucio doing that. But we have 2 minutes. So really we should be really afraid to do anything wrong here. Feel free to like jump back to here and regroup and even give up point and then have another fight here or something if you don't feel like safe having like a fight a man down. Our monkey is diving in to try to like contest high ground. It wasn't really needed and it's probably going to take a ton of damage. Force us to use Suzu early, then we don't have Suzu for Orisa ult. So yeah, really bad monkey jump. And usually monkey loves to jump right here. This is a jump that I would do and I would get punished for it and I'd feel bad for it. But like really as our team should really just be pushing point here and LOSing their team. And we should either be disengaging or we should be like bubbling and trying to be like defenders here. So being the aggressor when we're still regrouping, really sad. Costs us Parker's life. Forces us to fade. Interesting monkey play. It's kind of good, but we're just down a person. Can only do so much. We're down 4v5. This is really sad. We're like so close to playing well. Do we all get good spawn? Yes, we all get good spawn. Let them walk up into you guys. Nice, you do that. We're playing this corner really well. Nice, they've used Suzu. That's a huge cooldown for us. Okay, there. We rotate out from their ultimates. No one dies, hopefully? No, we lose our Lucio. Yeah. I think we played that actually really well until we lost our Lucio. We had to just find some way to not die to the aimbot, which is really hard in that scenario. They were using their ultimates really well. I don't think there was anything we could have done there. No. Oh, we're good. Yeah, we're just scrapping now, and it just comes up down to whoever scraps better. Yeah. So, in summary, we aren't coordinated enough, I guess. We aren't disciplined enough. We just weren't playing into Orisa correctly, and they had a strong neutral advantage every single fight, and it would just force us to scrap. And hopefully, some of the scraps we would win, some of the scraps we wouldn't. But that's kind of been the experience I've had with coaching Overwatch 2. Is it's been every single team that's like Masters and below has been a team that doesn't play positioning correctly, and they don't play like disciplined as a team. They kind of just play like deathmatch, and every once in a while there'll be a good strategic play, but people aren't taking angles correctly. People aren't playing around each other, so fights just go down into a scrap, and then whoever scraps better wins. That's kind of how, like in the org that Parker and I are both in, that's how like one of the Masters teams is there.
Is it Artemis?
No, not Artemis. Artemis is a lot better at playing.
Hades.
Hades, yeah. Hades is terrible at playing together as a team. They have no clue how to do it, but they scrap so well, and it's just like it's so much whiplash because it's like, oh, that was a diamond play. Oh, that was a 4500 play. Like, like it's so weird. It's like you guys have no idea. What I'm talking about the Masters guys, they have no clue. Whereas you guys kind of have like an inkling, but you don't scrap as well as them, so you're not just like winning these fights for free. So you're kind of being forced to think more strategically, which makes sense. But I guess to give you guys something to work on, it would definitely be looking at your team composition and think about what you would want your team comp to do. So, for example, like here's we're kind of out of time, but I'll go over this quickly. This is one of my comp matches of Antarctica. This is how I would play Monkey in like a Monkey Rush.
Parker, what are you at right now?
My actual rank is Diamond 5, but like everyone in my MMR is like Masters, like Masters 2 or so.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just don't play the game very much.
Weren't you Masters in like Overwatch 1?
I was, yeah. So, oh, what the heck? Why does it do that? But the way that like Monkey Rush ought to be played is like everyone groups up together. I'm waiting. Like this Reaper flank is really bad. I don't know why my Reaper didn't just play next to me, but on this map you always want to be playing for this high ground. So I'm just taking this position. I'm playing around my team, and I'm just bubbling in a way that like lets us play this corner. And then we got that pick on the tour, but I can't go in immediately because I've already used my bubble and my team got antied. So it's kind of like an even fight, even though we're up a man because we've used cooldowns. We're down resources, but once I get my bubble again, you best believe I'm jumping in. So that's kind of how you want to do it. You want to have a poke bubble, and then you want to have a dive bubble. And sometimes your poke bubble doesn't go so well, you don't get a pick from it, and you guys have to give up space, and you have to do another poke bubble. But there's two different types of bubbles you should be playing around, and like that should be like the structure you play around. So here's another example for this fight. I see my Reaper is getting shot at by an Ana. I turn the corner and see that they're all coming this way. So I walk back, and I put down a poke bubble. We get another pick. And then I didn't see that my Genji went in because on my screen my hand or my gun like covered it up, so I didn't see my Genji dash through until I was watching this replay later. But I ended up jumping in as soon as I realized my Genji's in, and it was kind of an awkward jump because I didn't realize it. But then I used my dive bubble here when it's helpful. And then we just spawn camp them. We end up losing Genji, so I have to bubble and get out. But again, just resetting. I'm going to do another poke bubble when we start to get poked out. The Reaper comes from left side and the rest of their team comes from right, if I recall. Yeah. So I don't get to do a perfect poke bubble because, like, as their team is coming, because I'm getting poked from both sides. My Reaper does a really weird play here, just dies, so I back up. And now that we have ultimates, even though we're down players, like, we go for an ult fight here. At least I do. I'm just kind of... In my ranked games, I just try to solo carry. I'd understand if you guys don't, like, do that. Like, if you guys... when you're down both your DPS, you probably shouldn't be using your ultimates. but I'm really confident in ranked. I just don't even care if I have my DPS or not. I forget if we win this or not. We just keep scrapping.
Okay.
So we end up losing, but they've used all of their ultimates except for Bastion. So that's good for us, right? And then now here's an example of trying to push in. Really what you want to be doing on this map especially is pushing from left side. You don't want to be playing a monkey comp into enclosed corridors like this, but my Reaper was pushing right side. I should have known that he was just trying to flank. So I try to like come and bubble for him. They use their Bastion ult and it gets our Lucio and our Reaper. So I try to like save my Kiriko here and my Genji. I don't remember if Genji gets out. No. Okay, so this time I'm like, I'm not pushing from right side ever again. That's so bad to do as Monkey. So my Reaper actually plays with me this time. And in a scrim, if you ever saw the enemy team split like this, you just dive in. Like you just go in, like, and just walk with speed amp. So in my head, I'm like, okay, let's see if my teammates are good enough to follow up with me. I jump in, and I get left out to dry. No one follows me. So sad. My Kiriko doesn't TP in and Suzu me. My Reaper doesn't walk forward. I mean, my Reaper does walk forward, but my Lucio doesn't speed amp and help me. I was so sad when I died there. I was like, it was such a good dive, and my team just left me out to dry. But you guys would follow up, right? You guys would have gone in. Surely. Oh, do we get this Bastion? So I come back and I see that my team is scrapping, so I'm just going aggressively. I see their DPS. I see their Ana's up here, so I go on their Ana. And we just clean them up. We use Blade to do it. And then we just like win that point. And I'll show you one more like fight on this map because I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. But if I recall, oh yeah, we ended up losing this fight. But again, on this map, you want to be playing this corner, and I was waiting to use a poke bubble. My Reaper makes a really bad play. I think I probably had an actual plat player on my team because my Reaper is like 90 health, and he's just going for a flank without telling our team, and then he just gets slept and killed. So I have to go for a dive bubble to try to save him, and it's not good enough. So, really sad. But what I would have liked to do is to play where I was playing and do a poke bubble with my Reaper next to me, because my Reaper would have stopped them from walking in. But that didn't happen. And then here, in these chokes on this map, this is like a really strong position for monkey bubbles. So if you ever play in Monkey Rush on this map, I'm not sure what the meta is going to be on this map. Like, you can just sort of like do these soft dives and bubble in, and then play around with your team. My Reaper feeds again, so that's great. I just have to wait again for my Reaper to come back. But I'm just, in the meantime, doing these little poke bubbles. They're using ultimates. That's fine. My Reaper feeds again. My team is all dying, so I just have to back out. But if you guys were playing correctly around a monkey who's doing this, is you just don't peek until your monkey bubbles, and then you poke, and if you have momentum you can keep poking. If not, you just back off again. Just back and forth. Simple. We bubble and we use our ultimates. I end up fragging out with Primal a little bit and we win. And then on defense, same thing. But I'll show you one defense fight and then I'll be done. So here I make a mistake. I see the Ana here, And I go in all ranked mode. I'm like, ooh, a free Ana kill. Let's go for this Ana. When really, I should just jump up here to stop the Ana from sitting here, and then I should drop my bubble main. That's what I should do. So you should be expecting a poke bubble from main. My Reaper's weird ultimates actually works out this time and makes up for my mistake. But that's where those chokes are. Now let's see if these maps are actually connected. Yeah. They are. Where's the other one?
I think it's like underground.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm not even gonna.
Let's go back in time and see. Do you see the outlines at all?
Well, it makes sense that it'd be like in the middle.
Oh, it's like deep underground. Oh my. Whoa. That's kind of cool. And then the other maps are just up here.
That's where all the dev time went.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Okay, well now you know how these maps are connected.
So, what do
Trivia.
you think of the map? You like that map so far?
I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it.
Better than Shambali. I think Shambali's good though.
I think Shabal is okay. Yeah, I don't. I think it gets more hate than it deserves. But I do like the penguins. Oh, that one just teleported. You see that? They
Am
do
I
big
gonna see
one.
you on Thursday? I don't know. I don't really keep track.
I don't know. Murph usually tells me the day of if we're doing a VOD or not. So
Nice.
nice. Well, I guess I can upload this to like YouTube or something.
Yeah,